Every cheating woman thinks she can outsmart her man, but psychology never lies. In the next few minutes, I'll show you 5 powerful mind hacks that force women to slip up and expose the truth, often without even realizing it. And trust me, hack number 5 is the one that no woman can hide from. But before we dive in, do me one quick favor. If you value truth over comfortable lies, hit that like button right now. Subscribe and drop a comment with the city you're watching from. I want to know where the sharpest men are tuning in. Here's what most men don't understand about female psychology when it comes to cheating. A woman's brain is wired completely differently than yours. When she's lying, especially about infidelity, her nervous system goes into complete overdrive. She can train herself to control her words, practice her stories, rehearse her explanations, but she cannot control her involuntary biological responses. Hack 1. The silent pressure cooker. This first hack exploits something that terrifies every guilty woman: uncomfortable, penetrating silence. Here's exactly what you do. Ask a direct, specific question like, "Who were you really with last night?" Or "Where exactly did you go after work?" Then do absolutely nothing. Don't speak. Don't look away. Don't fill the void. Just maintain steady eye contact and count to 20 in your head. A guilty woman's brain cannot handle this kind of silence because it feels like interrogation, like judgment, like you already know something. The stress hormones flood her system. Her fight or flight response kicks in, but she can't fight and she can't flee. So she does the third thing. She over-explains. She'll start adding unnecessary details, creating elaborate backstories, or even contradicting herself within the same conversation. The science behind this is fascinating and brutal. When we lie, our cortisol levels spike dramatically. Silence amplifies that stress because the guilty mind interprets quiet as suspicion. The brain panics into overcompensation mode, desperately trying to fill the void with convincing evidence of innocence. But here's the trap. Innocent people don't need to convince anyone of anything. They give short, confident answers and move on with their day. The key is maintaining that eye contact without any expression on your face. No anger, no accusation, no emotion at all. Just silent observation. Watch her squirm. Listen to her elaborate. Count the unnecessary details. Because guilt always reveals itself when given enough rope. But if you think that's revealing, wait until you see how hack number 4 makes her own body betray her deepest secrets. Hack 2. The voice frequency trap. Women have no idea that their voice changes dramatically when they talk about someone they're emotionally or physically attracted to. This isn't conscious. It's pure biology, and it's completely uncontrollable. Here's what you need to listen for. Pay close attention to how her voice sounds when she mentions different male names. Listen for subtle pitch changes, variations in speaking speed, and shifts in vocal warmth. When a woman is attracted to someone, her voice automatically becomes softer, drier, and more melodic. This happens because of increased blood flow, relaxed vocal cords, and elevated oxytocin levels when she thinks about or mentions someone she desires. It's evolutionary programming designed to attract mates, and she literally cannot turn it off. Compare her voice when talking about different men in her life. Notice how she says mundane names versus the special one. If Tom from accounting gets a flat, businesslike tone, but Alex from marketing gets the soft, warm, almost musical treatment, you found your answer. The contrast will be stark once you know what to listen for. This voice shift isn't subtle to the trained ear. Her pitch often drops slightly. She speaks more slowly, and there's an unmistakable warmth that creeps in. Sometimes there's even a hint of a smile in her voice. She's not doing this deliberately. Her body is responding to the emotional connection she feels with that person. And speaking of things she can't control, hack number 5 will absolutely shock you. It uses her own survival instincts against her. Hack 3. The memory inconsistency test. This hack exploits a fundamental truth about human psychology. Lies require constant memory management, while truth simply exists. Here's the technique. Ask her to tell you about a specific event, evening, or encounter. Listen carefully and remember the details. Then wait 2 to 3 days and casually ask her to retell the same story. Pay attention to any changes in times, people, locations, or sequence of events. Truth has no variations because truth is accessed from actual memory. A lie has infinite versions because the liar must constantly recreate the story. And each recreation introduces small changes. When you're telling the truth, you're pulling from real memories, concrete experiences that don't change. When you're lying, you're accessing a fictional narrative that exists only in your imagination. And imagination is fluid. The psychology here is ruthless. Liars must remember not just what actually happened, but what they said happened. This creates a cognitive load that truth-tellers don't experience. Under this pressure, details shift, times change, people get rearranged, locations morph, the story evolves because the brain struggles to maintain consistency in fiction. Watch for these specific inconsistencies, time discrepancies, changing cast of characters, location shifts, or altered sequences of events. Pay attention to her confidence level when retelling. Truth-tellers remain confident because they're accessing real memories. Liars often show uncertainty because they're trying to remember a story rather than an experience. The most damning sign is when she gets defensive about the inconsistencies. An innocent person will be confused by your questions. A guilty person will be angry at being caught. But hack number 4 doesn't even require her to speak. Her body language does all the talking for you. Hack 4, the future investment test. This hack reveals something profound and heartbreaking. A cheating woman emotionally divests from your shared future long before she physically leaves. Her heart checks out before her body does. Here's how to use this. Bring up future plans, vacations, moving in together, family events, long-term goals. Watch her energy, enthusiasm, and emotional investment level. Notice if she deflects, gives vague responses, or suddenly needs to see how things go. The psychology here is devastating. Emotional investment is finite. When she's spending her emotional currency on someone else, there's less available for you. Her mind starts protecting her from the guilt of planning a future she doesn't intend to have. She begins to compartmentalize, keeping you in the present while reserving her future for someone else. Watch for sudden changes in enthusiasm about things she was previously excited about. Notice if she starts using more I language instead of we language when discussing plans. Pay attention to how she responds to questions about next year, next summer, or long-term commitments. Her energy will tell you everything you need to know about where her heart really is. The most painful realization is when you understand that she's not pulling away from the future. She's protecting a different future that doesn't include you. And this final hack is so psychologically powerful. Even the most skilled liars cannot overcome it. Hack 5. The name drop bomb. This hack exploits the involuntary fight-or-flight response that every guilty person experiences when confronted with evidence of their deception. Here's the technique. Casually mention the name of the man you suspect in normal conversation. Don't accuse, don't interrogate. Just mention his name naturally and watch her immediate response in the first 2 seconds. Look for these involuntary micro-reactions. Pupil dilation, sharp intake of breath, touching her neck or face, suddenly checking her phone, or stiffening of her posture. These responses happen faster than conscious thought and reveal the autonomic nervous system's reaction to perceived threat. When you mention the name of someone she's emotionally or physically involved with, her nervous system triggers an immediate stress response. Her body recognizes the name as dangerous to her secret and reacts before her mind can intervene. This is pure biology. The same response our ancestors had to predators. The key is watching those crucial first 2 seconds before her conscious mind takes control. That initial micro-reaction is her body's honest response. Everything that comes after is performance. Her pupils dilate because of adrenaline. She touches her neck because of increased blood pressure. She checks her phone because of the need to escape or distract. The most revealing response is overcorrection. If mentioning his name triggers an immediate emphatic denial or dismissal, you've hit the target. Innocent people don't have emotional reactions to random names. Guilty people cannot control their body's betrayal.